Good morning. I hate to break up all this excitement. My name is Mike Lemus. I'm a TCC employee and Sustainable Tulsa board member. And I must say I was super excited this morning. I got to tell you, I'm not embarrassed to tell you, I was like a little kid, woke up 4 o'clock this morning, like on Christmas morning. It's such a thrill to be here. This represents at least 3 years of really hard work on behalf of most of the people in this room. I know for some of you it's been a little bit more, but again, congratulations on all the hard work you've done. I sat through many hours of verification team meetings, so I know just about everything you all did, and it's a remarkable job, and I think it's worthy of applause for yourselves and for your fellow scorecard members. Congratulations. I think congratulations are also due to the individual who inspires us and leads us and has been the face of scorecard in our community, Executive Director of Sustainable Tulsa, Corey Williams. Yeah. It's now my distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. Greg Stone, who is the Metro Campus Provost. Greg really does bleed TCC blue. As a student, Metro Campus getting his associate degree, moving on, eventually coming back to TCC as an adjunct faculty and assuming a role as a professor at TCC and ascending to the role of provost of Metro. He provides administrative supervision to our largest school, the School of Liberal Arts and Communication, as well as administrative support for our School of Allied Health and Nursing. He's a big supporter of Sustainable Tulsa and sustainability in general. It was his endorsement of the proposal that First Thursday programs moved to the C4C that resulted in the First Thursday program growing into what it's become over the last year and a half or so. Greg has earned his PhD from TU, so there's a little bit of gold in that blue as well. So please give me a warm welcome for Greg Stone, Campus Provost, Metro Campus.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the McKeon Center for Creativity. I know many of you, if not all of you, have been here for other events in the past, so it's great to have you here this morning. I'm something of a last-minute stand-in for our Chief Academic Officer and Senior Vice President, Dr. Cindy Hess, who was called away unexpectedly and had planned to be here today. She sends her regrets and certainly also wants to welcome you to our campus on behalf of Tulsa Community College. TCC is proud of the work that we've done toward making our institution one that's more mindful of its own commitment to people and planet, and by using that as a blueprint, we've been able to adapt quickly to pursue and achieve many of our own sustainability goals. By bringing together employees from academic and student affairs, operations, and planning, our sustainability committee has worked to solve problems and propose solutions that enjoy collaboration and cooperation across departments, schools, and campuses. Let me just briefly share with you a couple of successes of ours on that front, just to brag a little bit on our faculty and staff who put so much time and effort and energy into promoting sustainability. The college received the 2018 Facility Maintenance Decisions Achievement Award for Sustainability, which recognizes the role facility departments play in the cost-effective and energy-efficient operations of the nation's institutional and commercial facilities. We've expanded our commitment to our 1,000-plus tree inventory through community partnerships. For instance, Up With Trees is going to begin training our college landscape staff on basic arborist techniques and to plan for the long-term care of those trees. Of course, we're very proud to host Sustainable Tulsa's First Thursday programs, which introduce green and sustainable concepts to the Tulsa community here in the event hall at the Center for Creativity. We've also been recognized by AEP-PSO for energy-saving behaviors, and we've partnered with other agencies to reduce our energy consumption to meet state targets ahead of schedule. So there's a lot to recognize within our own work at Tulsa Community College, and we are very proud to be a partner with all of you as we work to make a more sustainable Tulsa and a sustainable Oklahoma. So thank you again for being here, and have a fantastic day. Thank you.
Well, good morning. I'm Matt Newman with Covanta, and I have the dubious honor of introducing Mike Neal. You all thought that this was actually a meeting on the scorecard. It's actually Mike Neal roast. So let me begin. I've waited 7 years for this. Now, it's an honor to introduce Mike Neal. Mike Neal, now listen to this, CCE, CCD, HLM, IOM, whole bunch of accreditations, and that means you're well educated, and I know you encourage the same with your staff. Mike's been the president and CEO, now working on his 13th year. It's an honor to serve on his board. They've been recognized nationally 3 years in a row, hopefully now 4 in 2018 as one of the best chambers, if not the best chambers in the United States. My day job takes me around the United States, and I do work with many regional chambers. The Tulsa Regional Chamber actually encompasses 20 counties. And around the United States, there are a whole lot of regional chambers competing on the economic development front and continuing supporting businesses in their region. And I will tell you from my experience, not only here in Tulsa and serving on Mike's board, but also interfacing with a lot of these other chambers, these folks are best in class, absolutely best in the nation. And if you're not aware of that, I hope that what I just stated helps you kind of digest that. It is astounding to have him and his staff here in Tulsa supporting this 20-county region. And with that, Mike Neal, you've got a couple of comments?
I just gave him $10. I'd give you $100 if I had it. First of all, Matt, thank you for that overly generous introduction. Just like my mother wrote it, so I appreciate. She would be very proud of you. So thank you. Let me also thank Mike Lemus and Greg Stone and TCC for hosting us today. This is a great facility named after one of our former board members and great leaders of TCC. Dr. Tom McKeon. It's a great facility and glad to have you all here. Several of you may know our former chairman and my good friend Jeff Dunn, the CEO of Mill Creek Lumber and Supply. I was told him this morning I was leaving the gym. I was coming here. He said, well, have you written your speech? I said, well, I don't spend a lot of time writing speeches. I said, we've done a little preparatory work. He says, well, you tell Matt Newman, and I have a topic for you, and I want you to give your speech on my topic. I said, Jeff, what is our topic? He said, the topic is really simple. Wood is good. Wood is good. So if anybody knows Jeff Dunn, or you're in Mill Creek ever, you tell Jeff Dunn that Mike Neal gave a speech, Rich Briere, based upon his suggested theme on wood is good, and I would contest that wood is good. I would just hope that we're having some new wood floors at our house installed and some new wooden stairs at our house, and I just wish Jeff Dunn and his Mill Creek people would hurry up and get that good wood installed so the disaster zone at our house can go away and my wife will speak to me again. I thought it was her idea to do this work, not mine, but it will be good. But I did speak on that topic if anybody asks. Sam Payton, where are you? Sam, stand up, please. Sam's a good-looking young guy that's a superstar on our staff. Sam's our director of governmental affairs. He does all kind of things. He's an energy guy. He's a great business guy, and he's a great young leader on our staff. Sam, glad to have you with me today. Any hard questions, please direct them to Sam. First of all, let me just say how honored I am to join you today on this occasion and help celebrate some of this success. I think all of us scorecard members are experiencing our sustainability efforts. I think we all feel good about it. I think we feel as though we're making progress. But I would just tell you that the work that each of you are doing, that each of us collectively are doing, is making a huge difference in our community. You may realize it, you may not realize it, but I would contend as someone who moves across this country quite a bit, that what we're doing here is extremely important. And so thank you, before I get started, thank you so much for your company's dedication, your commitment to this very worthy cause. Number two, before I delve too far into this, I want to recognize and thank Corey Williams. For those of you that may not know, we at the Chamber, Sam Payton and our team, our governmental affairs team, convenes 9 different, anywhere from 8 to 9 to 10 different task forces every year to focus and to debate different policy issues in preparations for the development of our region's one voice legislative agenda for the following year. Right now, our committees are working all summer in developing the 2019 recommended policy positions for state and federal positions. And that then goes forward to a one-voice regional legislative summit that occurs in late September, early October every year that some 500 or so folks attend. But Corey has been an exceptional leader, has just been doing absolutely exemplary work the past 2 years as chair of our Business and Environmental Resources Task Force. So her leadership has led to increased participation in that group and increased focus on the business innovation that protects our resources, promotes sustainability and resilience for our entire Northeast Oklahoma region, our region. So, Corey, please stand up and let me thank you for your service and for your leadership. We're blessed to have you in this community, and you do a great job representing this organization, but also in all the work you do in our region, and thank you for that. As I know Corey would agree, sustainability for our region is about much more than ecology. That, of course, is critical, but sustainability, in my mind, is all about our economy. And in my role as the leader of the chamber, I see examples every single day about how the sustainability efforts impact us. And I would contend, Marilyn Eiloff is here, and Marilyn's one of our longtime distinguished board members and former leaders of Mosaic and former leaders of our Small Business Connection. And Marilyn preaches this to me all the time, and Marilyn has helped the chamber make the business case for diversity and inclusion, in that it is a business case about the importance of diversity and inclusion. I would also tell you that there is a huge business case for sustainability. And so, Marilyn, thank you for your leadership in both of these important areas on our board and in our community. Yes. When our Type Pros group, their sustainability crew, started looking at what we did at the chamber, and then our own internal chamber team started looking at what we did at the chamber, we realized that we were by no means a best practice or a case study. Well, we may have been a case study. We may have been a case study for what you don't want to do. So thanks to Marilyn hitting us on the head with her sledgehammer or some of the baseball bats in my office, we made a lot of improvement. So Marilyn, some of us are thick-skinned and have hard skulls, but we occasionally, after you hit us enough, we finally listen and hopefully try to respond. But I would just say that as we go about, one of our key things is to recruit business. We try to work with local companies such as yours to help them expand. We try to bring in new companies from outside the city, this region, the state. We try to do everything that we can to work with the governor, her team, to work with cities and counties throughout, and chambers and economic development organizations throughout this 20-county region. One of the things that we're seeing more and more often is the fact that zero landfill impact is just an absolute prerequisite. As many of these companies are looking at this, it is just an absolute prerequisite. It's just, you got to do that, or you're not going to land these folks. And so we've got to be able to compete. We have to be strategic. We've got to be able to compete. We've been fortunate the last year or two to land several pretty significant European companies, several pretty significant international economic development projects that Governor Fallon, the Secretary of Commerce, and our Brian Thorstenberg and our economic development team have been very aggressively working on. Several of these projects have literally taken 3 and 4 years to complete. And our good friends from PSO, our good friends from One Gas are here, and they've both been involved in several of these projects that took a long time. But it is, as we deal with these European investors and other global investors, they are just simply telling us these are details that you must pay attention to. These are details that you must be able to successfully address before we're going to come make a several $100 million very significant capital investment in your community, in your region, and before we're going to go hire several hundred or thousand or so people in your community. You must show a commitment to this. Another thing I would tell you, as I've moved across this country and moved across our state, I'm hearing that more and more companies are incorporating sustainability into their core values. This was not something that was really done 5, 10 years ago, certainly not 20 years ago, but today we're seeing sustainability become a key element of core values in many of these companies. And likewise, I think their customers, or they're making decisions that impact their customers based upon these companies' perceived commitment to sustainability. So it's going from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top in these corporate organizations. And so I think now more than ever it is that it's a visible and authentic commitment that companies are making to sustainable communities. And I think in our mind, from the Chamber's perspective, if we want long-term success for continued business growth, we run a 20-county regional economic development initiative. If we want companies to grow, 90% of new jobs come from companies that are here today. The media doesn't like to write about it. The media wants to talk about the sexy new ones you land from some other state or from some other company, but 90% of the jobs come from the folks that are here today. And I'm not picking on our media friends, but that's just the case. Then that's not just a Tulsa deal. It's nationwide. That's what they like to talk about. If a local company adds 10 jobs or 25 jobs or 50 jobs, it's not news. But if you bring in someone from the outside that brings in several hundred or 1,000, it's huge news. Our deal is we want to bring those people in from the outside, but we really want these local companies to be able to continue to grow, to add the 10 jobs, the 20 jobs. That's where you get sustained growth. And so we are doing our dead level best to try to communicate to small businesses, to medium-sized businesses about the importance of sustainability and trying to help them do this. I mean, as we're talking to site, we spend a great deal of time. Brian Thorstenberg, our Senior VP of Economic Development, Mayor Bynum, and I will be in New York City in a few weeks. And we've got someone on our team on the road literally every month in another city and another state recruiting for here. But what we're finding is we interface with site selection consultants in Chicago or Dallas or New York or Los Angeles or Denver or wherever it may be. They are really, as they are looking at communities for clients, they are seeking out sustainability-minded communities. And so what we really are trying to become in Tulsa and Northeast Oklahoma, from the city perspective, the county perspective, the regional perspective, the chamber perspective, whatever it may be, but from a public-private partnership perspective, we are trying to help impact that site location decision process, and the consultants who help steer companies to prospective communities. And so we're trying to get the point across to them that we are making great progress. This scorecard is something that we will use as an example in New York City in a few weeks to show the commitment of the business community to this cause, to these efforts, and to be able to show measurable progress that is taking place in our community. So again, thank each of you for your leadership in this regard. I would say that again from the chamber, we're trying to make this trying to position this as much as we can as a key area of focus across our organization and across all the different entities within our organization. I would say that from the city perspective, City of Tulsa's perspective, their efforts, their green programming, their targeted energy efficiency efforts, I think as all these things that PSO and other companies and all the great work that Matt and Covanna, all these other companies are doing, I think they're helping put us out there and helping exhibit in the eyes of our citizens and in the eyes of the state and the eyes of those looking at us of the fact that we really are focused on sustainability and that we're making real progress. And I'll try to sit down and shut up and move on out of your way so we can proceed with the program. But I do want to mention one example at the Chamber to where we've taken this seriously. And this really involves regional water planning. Several years ago, we formed a water policy task force and involved a small group of local businesses, some local officials, some tribal officials, and some state officials to really look at the future of water in Northeast Oklahoma. You know, I think you would all agree that we've been blessed over the years to have an abundant water supply. And so that's not really something you typically have to worry about in our part of the state. However, that may not always be the case. And there are other areas in this state, as you all are aware, that have had some huge water shortages and droughts that have had really absolutely very devastating impacts on those local and regional economies, their quality of life, and many other things. So we formed this water policy task force and asked it to identify future water needs for really two things: one, economic growth, and two, quality of life. And while ensuring and really building a concerted strategy around ensuring that we have a water resource resilience. And I would say that we've kind of focused on two things. One is that a stronger regional awareness of our strengths and weaknesses related to water resource availability and infrastructure would help us. And then number two, that our economic development planning efforts, we have Rich Briere, our good friend from NCOG here, but who works so well with our chambers and all of our local governments, but that our region's water supply would leverage a very valuable existing asset and enhance our future, positioning us as a community that's got a water supply for enhanced economic development. And our task force about probably a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years ago, in this particular room, held a regional water summit and brought in a number of experts who had been involved in creating regional water strategies, really in many instances as a result of disasters that have occurred in those communities. But I would tell you that task force that has come from that has really worked hard with an overall goal to ultimately produce a voluntary water plan for our entire Northeast Oklahoma region. And so we are looking at what can be done. I think we're optimistic that we will come away within the next few months, the next year, with a process, and Matt's been very heavily involved in this, but I think we're optimistic. We're also optimistic that will play an additional key role in this scorecard process in helping advance our cause. So in conclusion, let me just say thank you for what you're doing, your presence, your commitment to this. This isn't something you wake up and do on Wednesday or Thursday. This isn't something you just do on a Friday or a Monday. This is something you have to do every day. This is something that you have to get people in your organization. And there's some people in your organization like me that are older. They're set in their ways. They don't understand this. There was an old guy at my gym who told me this morning, "Where are you going? You going to have breakfast with us?" I said, "No, I got to give a little talk." "What's it about?" "Sustainability." "Marilyn, you'll love this." He said, "Oh, hell, the only thing that would be less exciting than sustainability would be to talk about diversity." And I said, you are the absolute textbook example of what we don't want a business person to be. I said, "You're my dear friend, but you're the absolute textbook example about what an old the old fart in the business community. That's not what we do anymore. We can't do that. We've got to focus on these things. And so I'm not really trying to make fun of my old friend, but I am. I'm not going to tell you his name. If you buy me a Diet Coke or something later, maybe I'll share his name. Marilyn, I'll tell you, Marilyn, so you can go nail him. But we obviously in our organization, the younger generation, our Typro staff, our Typros volunteers, our younger professional staff members have really helped push some of us older folks toward recognizing the importance of this. So if you're younger or if you're older like me, we all got to work together. We all got to get focused on this. We've got to make our organizations focus. We've got to make our schools, our churches, our neighborhoods, our houses focused on sustainability. And if we do, I think we will make a huge difference, and I think we'll have a far greater chance of success in growing our economy for the next 20 to 30 to 50 years if we can do this and do this right. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your efforts. Again, Corey, thank you for what you do every single day on behalf of our community. Good luck today, and thank you all. Bye-bye.
So come forward and fill in these seats. There's a whole table up here. All right, yes, come forward. Thank you, Mike, so much. I know you have to leave, but thank you so much for that very passionate presentation on sustainability and economic development for the Tulsa area. And I will have to say, it was really Sam Payton that really helped lead that environmental task force. So really appreciated all of his help and everything. So again, welcome. This is an exciting day. We're going to be celebrating a lot today, and just really impressed with the work that you all have continued to do. So definitely more coffee and tacos from Chimera. So make sure that, feel free to get up and get some more as we're going through this day. So anyway, welcome again. You're here at our second scorecard final event, and we're really excited to share with you some of those results. Again, Sustainable Tulsa, we started in 2003 as just a little nonprofit, bringing people together to talk about sustainability. And today we're celebrating our second year of the scorecard and the successes of everybody in this room. And it's definitely beyond what I imagined in the beginning. So for those that don't know who we are, really briefly, we do lots of different things. One of the things is scorecard, but in this room every month we have our First Thursday program, and we talk about a whole host of different issues. We actually had Sam Payton come and talk about the water policy program in this room last month. And next week, we will be talking about the This Machine project, the bike share program. So please join us. It's free to attend. It's a lunch program, and if you do want lunch, just let us know, and it comes from Chimera. We also have our Monarch Initiative of Tulsa. That's where we really encourage our businesses and individuals to plant those waste stations and habitat, and it's really been fun to see how that has grown in the scorecard. It's important to us as an indicator species, and it talks about a lot of things beyond just a butterfly, but it's also our food systems and thinking of conservation and what we can each do in our own little habitats and larger habitats. We'll hear a little more about that today as well. And then we have our new program, Recharge, which you'll hear a little bit about as well. And then our business program, which is the B2B. This is one of the B2Bs. It's a quarterly series. And then our scorecard and the Green Directory is coming soon. Again, on the Monarch Initiative, it's a partnership. Tulsa Zoo is one of the partners, and we encourage you to learn more. We have information on our website there on the Monarch Initiative and all the education that goes around it. So if your business is considering have a little spot to add a little waste station, lots of information there, and we'd love to see more of these every year. So Recharge is our new big event. It's our fundraiser. It's our first year. It's going to be September 14th, and it'll be at Kane's Ballroom. So if you haven't bought your tickets or haven't sponsored yet, we need you. It helps us continue to do our work and make an impact in our community and help you make an impact where you are. So please join us, and at the end, we'll have some folks up there. Love to talk to you about it. So today we're here to really talk about the scorecard and what we're trying to do with the scorecard, and that is the triple bottom line: people, profit, and planet. And people within the scorecard is that employee retention. It's that quality of life that we can offer our members. And it's also that bottom line savings. You've got to save money from the business perspective. Maybe every little item that you pick isn't saving money, but overall, that should be what should be happening. And that's partly going to be for that third reason, that waste reduction, but also that employee retention. So they all kind of interact with each other, but it's that triple bottom line that we're looking at. It's the triple bottom line strategy for your business, not just the bottom line strategy. And that's what we heard from Mike today, is that this is a new way of looking at business, and that we need to consider these three. And we have some great results to share with you today. And these are our sponsors. We could not do our scorecard program without these sponsors. I want to thank Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality, Fenton Rood. In the very beginning, you believed in what we were doing and have continued to support us through these years. So thank you so much. And Patrick, you have been a great support to kind of help me along the way and continue to add some of the things that we're working on. And just this last year, Lobeck Taylor Family Foundation, thank you, Natalie, have supported us on a project that I'll share with you in a little bit. But Tulsa Regional Chamber, PSO, One Oak, McCann Law, Covanta, the Met, the Zoo, TCC, Cox Media Group, THG, WinChoice, ICF. Let's give them a round of applause for their support. And these are our members this year. We had 39 companies join us this year. We verified 34, and we'll be talking about those 34 today. And we've added 10 more, and you'll see those other 10 that are joining us this year. We're really excited about having this group of, and you'll see it's small to large organizations and businesses, nonprofits, government entities, and higher education. You'll see that range, and we're thrilled. And as you know, Mike mentioned, this is small businesses are what are the core of this community, and we want to help them as well along the way. And so it's great. This is a quote that I've continued to share over the years from Mike, just saying that this scorecard and sustainability reporting is really a new way of looking at business. And I think that was what we heard as well from him today, that it's the way it is. And Marilyn got a lot of kudos today for her persistence with him and mentioning why this is so important. So thank you, Marilyn. So here are the results. So in 2017, we had 31 companies that we verified, and they collectively did 873 action items toward their triple bottom line. This year, in 2018, we had 34 companies that we verified and almost doubled that number of action items. And so we were thrilled to see that our members were not only maintaining but continuing to add to what their results are. That was a 53% increase in activities from our members this year. And in 2017, 22% of the items that people acted on were because of the scorecard. So that meant about 80% you were already doing. You were collecting your thoughts. And that's one of the things that we're hearing from our members, that this tool helps you organize what you're already doing, identifying that. It gives you that chance to reach across these different departments and say, well, what are you doing? You know, are we recycling batteries, or is there a policy? So it's a lot of research that is in the beginning. And after that research is completed, then we're seeing that our members are now looking at the scorecard as some other opportunities. So this year was 33% of you told us that you accomplished items because of the scorecard. And so that means we have to continue to find items and encourage you to practice sustainability, and we'll continue to do that. But that was an increase that we saw this year. And since 2017, what we've heard from you, and we know it's not the full collection, but it is a $2.5 million that you have said that you have accomplished because of the scorecard. And we actually know there's more out there to be collected. And here's a quote from Bill Brown from Spirit Aerosystems. He said that they identified over 200,000 in their very beginning of savings, and then while projecting that the possibility of 800,000 savings in 2018. And through their new e-waste program, Spirit was able to also aid local schools by responding to their out-of-service computer equipment. And Spirit also looked to grow their work statement in Oklahoma and sustainability program, gives them the competitive advantage. And that the Sustainable Tulsa team is actually truly having a triple bottom line impact on their business. And we couldn't be happier about that. The Spirit Aerosystem team has been very engaged and enthusiastic about the work that they're doing, and it's just been really fun to work with their team. So let's give them a round of applause for that savings. So here's the exciting thing. As I mentioned, we received a grant from Lobach Taylor Family Foundation, and that grant is actually going to help us collect those values from each of you. And so that you can tell your team, we're saving, or this is the value of sustainability because of your work. And then we'll collate that data and be able to report back to you next year. And I am sure that it will be much larger than the 2.5 because we'll have a way to actually help you collect that. And it won't even just be dollars, the value. There'll be other values like employee engagement and increase in morale and things like that. And as you know, Mike Neal was talking about the type roast and the sustainability crew and those individuals coming in to your workforce, they're ready and wanting this. And I hear so many stories about, where was I just yesterday? T.D. Williamson yesterday, and they were saying that is something that they're hearing from young employees. They want to know about their sustainability efforts. And so we want to be able to collect that data in the scorecard as well for you and for the Tulsa area. So again, thank you, Lubbock Taylor, for your support, and we can't wait to share the results with you next year. And it also united a lot of your departments. That was one of the themes that I heard. Maybe the first year it was a challenge. You're doing that research, trying to get to know who's who. And then that second year, we're seeing that that's when a lot of those developments and relationships were developing. And TCC is just a fabulous example of that. They started at one campus, went to all four, and then created a sustainability committee at the high level of their community. So I think that's one of the things that we're seeing, and it should use it at your advantage to be able to pull your teams together. So if you don't even know what Scorecard is and you showed up today, here's what it is. It's a tool, and all of our members have an opportunity to access this tool and to coordinate their results. We train coaches. We have Mike Lemus has been our Scorecard coach leader, and we train volunteer coaches, and many of those are here with us today, and we'll acknowledge them. And they're matched with each of our companies. And then we have workshops and training and education continual, and then we acknowledge you. And today is the big acknowledgement, and we'll continue on after today as well. And the tool itself has 7 categories that we collate all that information for you to be able to identify, come up with ideas through the scorecard, but also identify what you're already working on. And these are the 7 categories. And then we took those 7 categories, and we said, of those 150 plus items, we said, start with these 13. These are the 13 to get started, to get you going, and those are the cornerstones. So we're going to talk about different companies that were able to accomplish their cornerstones. It's a big deal. Sometimes the first year you're not able to do that. Depends on your organization and how you communicate and your strategies. But it's a big deal to accomplish those cornerstones and then to maintain them. So we're going to be acknowledging that today. And this is basically what the tool looks like for those that have not had a chance to see it. And the other thing that we ask that all of our, within those cornerstones, that they benchmark their resources. And so we're thrilled to have a partnership with THG. They help manage that benchmarking portal for us. Chad, I think I saw you walk in back there. So if you're interested in benchmarking, Chad can definitely get you set up there. And they help to coordinate that with you. And we're hearing some great results through that tool as well. And then PSO, we want to thank PSO for their support, and they want to see our companies benchmarking, so they're paying your first 20 meters in benchmarking if you're part of one of their programs, and so you just get with Chad, and they'll get that figured out. So thank you for believing in our program and supporting our businesses for that. And I love this. This is one of my favorites from the zoo. They started benchmarking in 2016 and initially found a $13,000 savings, and then it was a $57,000 savings because they realized through the benchmarking tool they were paying tariffs they didn't need to pay and some different things like that. And so in the end, it was a $57,000 savings. So now multiply that times 2. That's how much they've saved, and it will continue on. And that was a water savings predominantly, but then it kind of ratcheted up in some other items. So that's why we want you to identify your resources, because we know there's an opportunity to cut back and to save on the bottom line. So we ask all of our companies to complete these cornerstones and to continue on, and these are the levels we're going to be acknowledging our members. So if you've just stepped into the program and haven't quite finished your cornerstones, we are excited to celebrate you today as a participant. If you completed those cornerstones, you're either bronze, silver, gold, or platinum, and you can see the different number of items you would have to be completed and verified. And we have a very robust verification process. So we have about 30 individuals that come together in the summer and review every one of the items you submit. And we review it for if it meets expectations, and if it does, then you receive the point, and if it doesn't, then we let you know. We give you feedback. We say, next year, this is what we recommend that you accomplish for next year. So I appreciate that team, but they will remain anonymous. So, and this is what we hear from our members and from across the nation. These are all the things that scorecard reporting can do. And I think with this, the addition of capturing those values, we're going to find out a lot more about what you're saying, as well the value of sustainability reporting for your team. And so we're thrilled to be able to offer this to your businesses, offer this opportunity to address risk, to have that competitive advantage and improve your brand, and boost that employee retention and productivity. So a couple different quick improvements that we're doing this year and some of the exciting news, and then we'll get into those results. So we're on to scorecard version 3.0. We're about to finish a new code that we're writing, and we're thrilled with that, and that'll be coming out just here in the next month. As I mentioned earlier, we're working to add this continuous improvement feature with the value reporting. And we are also working on a coach certification. We're working with Prodigy Co. Jessica, give a wave back there. Jessica, her team is helping us with next year. We will certify our coaches. They'll have an opportunity to have a certification when they go through our program. And then we also, DEQ was believed in our program and generous to support our scorecard in the schools program. And what this means is we wanted to help our, was that Secretary Teague, he came to our CEO breakfast and loved what we were doing with the big businesses that of 500 plus employees or more, and he said, we need to do this for schools. We need to help schools save money. What can we do? And so we drafted a report and sent that in, and he gave us a thumbs up, and we appreciate DEQ's support. And what we're doing essentially is we are supporting our teachers, we're supporting our schools, and this pilot year we'll have 3 schools. And we have Booker T. Washington joining the program. We have Union Schools, and we have one more spot. We have a couple conversations going. So if you are connected to a high school community that you think is perfect for the scorecard, we'd love to hear from you. And what we're trying to do is we want to pay our teachers, we want to help our schools save money, and we want to help teach our new leaders that are going to be employees of your businesses, and they're going to bring the knowledge of sustainability to the table. And with that, I want to invite up Jay Walker. He is with Union High School. He's their leader, and he's going to share with us just a little bit about why their team decided to participate in this program and what value he thinks it's going to bring. So come on up, Jay.
Thanks, Corey. This is the perfect time, we think, we feel, for Scorecard and Union. It's just a great partnership for right now. Quick background, we're 3,300 at the high school. I teach high school at Union. 15,000 in the district, so an enormous amount of resources used. 4 years ago, you can imagine with that level of student, there's a certain subpopulation that doesn't quite know where they want to go, particularly in the sciences. We have 2 required sciences, and then what do you do with that third elective? That subset of the population would kind of be spread around physics and chemistry and have varied success, and we'd run into that issue of I don't like science. And we decided to be deliberate and intentional and kind of encourage people towards environmental science. It's a fabulous tool for teaching students their impact on the community's impact on students and the planet, but also, big picture, essentially how to be a good citizen. It's a marvelous course, and so we really pushed it, and 4 years later, we've got 600 students now taking environmental science. That's 600 students becoming aware of sustainability, and we try to do it in a manner where they're of use. We realize we have this tremendous workforce. Why not let them learn these same essential skills while doing something? And that's translated into a large composting program we have now and recycling program. And along comes Scorecard, and we're like, oh my gosh, what if we could incorporate this into our curriculum? And we gave it a crack last year, largely led by staff, and between staff that's already spread thin and a teacher walkout, we ended up not making our cornerstones. And so we kind of revisited this year, how can we best attack this with a recipe for success? And we said, oh my gosh, we've got 600 people willing to work, they're captive, we have a loophole in child labor laws here, let's grab it. And so we've taken all our AP students and turned them into 30 work groups, taken all my landscaping and horticulture students, put them into 40 work groups, and we're going to spread those work groups out over these tasks and give them the first semester to try to get those benchmarks. Where are we at? How much water do we use? How much electricity do we use? When do we turn on the lights for a football game? These sorts of things. So that's the first semester. They'll be working in their work groups. We've designated a student sustainability coordinator for the school. She's fabulous. Nadia wanted to make it today, but she's a very conscientious student, and the thought of missing AP Chem was too much for her, so she was unable to make it. But she's the point person, so these students will work. They'll come up with questions. Who do we go to see about how much gas we use? And she'll be that first initial contact. She's working with our advisory group, which includes representatives from transportation and athletics and food services and communication. So she'll know who to contact out in our community. And if she misses, then we've got the teachers as backup. So that's what it looks like first semester. Hopefully we'll get our coach Joel and Corey down in December to kind of evaluate those student presentations, suggestions on how they might be able to better get that information back. And then second semester becomes about action items of actually students proposing something that can be done to improve that sustainability. I think it's going to be a huge success. It's going to be challenging, but it's going to be a huge success. We run about a $2 million electric bill a year. So it wouldn't take a significant percentage to have a real impact on the bottom line in an institution as big as Union. And I just think about how great it would look on a job application or a college application. 11th grade, I did an independent project that ended up saving the district $12,000 a year. I just love that idea of the students being of use while learning that same material they would be otherwise. So hopefully I'm back in a year talking about successes, or at least still alive after a year with trying to get 70 groups working in concert. But thank you very much for inviting us to join, and we are super enthusiastic.
I'm super glad that Jay is teaching some of our future leaders. And so with that, we'll also invite up a representative from Booker T. Washington. And the focus here was public schools. Jerusha Blankenship, she's going to talk about a little bit of the focus of Booker T and what they're planning to do with this program.
All right, good morning. I'm excited to represent Booker T today. I'm an English teacher there. Yeah, we were really excited about the opportunity to join Scorecard in a time where resources are slim. And we are excited about the opportunity to look for ways to save money through waste reduction, using THG to benchmark our energy use. And our focus is really on getting the whole faculty and student body to collaborate. We see sustainability as something that's not just, one team's job, but like Corey was mentioning earlier, a collaboration of departments. So we're working this semester on getting our JRTC, our different student clubs, and our faculty to join together and brainstorm how are we going to best reach these different benchmarks and, work through the scorecard. And we see it as a pilot for the district. So hopefully as we work through the scorecard this year, it'll be something that will be successful and be able to be a model for the rest of our district and save TPS money and, help our city become a more sustainable Tulsa.
Thank you, Jerusha. And I do have to mention that they are benchmarking the resources through THG, and they have had so much fun analyzing that data through the portal. So thank you, Chad. So I will be coming back to you next year saying, do you want to see more of this in our community with the schools? And we'll be looking for partners for our schools. So thank you both so much for being here and working on the scorecard with your students. So here we are to the celebration part. First, I want to say thank you to the coaches, our volunteers that have been a part of this program. But first, I have to thank my coach leader. Mike, you keep me focused. He really does. He really does keep me focused. He asks the right questions. And Mike, I just appreciate you so much and for all your leadership with this program and with our coaches. So thank you very much. And with that, if you are a coach, please stand. We have a candle from Elevated Candles because you elevate us. And they're a local company. So Kristen Allison, Tim Buknick, Darius Donahue, Curtis Evan, Joel Garza, Carla Grogg, Dorita Huckabee, Nancy Graham, Jarrett Keck, Rick Katarski, Mike Lemus, Oslin McCann, Mike McCann, Deborah Perry, Cindy Shanks, Robin Stroop, Philip Sutton, Pam Taylor, David Ward, Edith Wilson, Jessica Withington. Again, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. Also want to thank my board and the volunteers and the staff today. So Matt Newman, Mike Lemus, Tracy Poe, James Williams, thank you all so much for your leadership on the board. And I definitely couldn't have pulled this off today without such a great team. Jill Maud just joined our team. Thank her and Joel Garza. Thank you so much for your support of getting today together. And we had a couple interns, Will Briere, who's gone back to school, and Alex O'Connell. Let's give them a round of applause. But become a coach. We have a training coming up August 12th, so we'd love to train and become a coach with us. So if you're interested, let Jill or Joel or I know about that. We'd love to have you join us. So here's some other results, and we're going to get into the final celebration here. In 2017, only 14 of the 31 companies were able to complete their cornerstones. In 2018, 24 of you did complete your cornerstones. So we saw that as a success as well. 11 of you were participant level, 5 bronze, 11 silver, and 6 gold, and 1 platinum this year. Pretty amazing. So we want to thank all of our Cornerstone folks that were able to do that. So I'm going to call your name. We want, so Platinum, Cavanta, please stand. We're going to give everybody a round of applause.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Let me take the mic just for a second.
Sure, yes.
I don't want to set a precedent or anything. You know, this is, I'm so encouraged to see so many people here, and this really is a journey. And it's been a journey for Covanta. We've got Covanta's Doug Highsmith here. Raise your hand. And I don't know if, did others show up? There are others on the team that couldn't make it because they're working, right? So Greg Phillips helped a tremendous amount as part of the team, and he's at work, obviously, working hard. This has been a journey. This is our space. This has been a journey for us. It reminds me of a handful of years ago when I was trying to convince our then teenage son to rinse out the food container before you put it in the recycle bin. And he looked at me and said, "Dad, I haven't showered in 3 days. What makes you think I'm going to take the time to rinse a container?" You know, so this is a journey, and I've made progress, by the way. He showers daily. It's a journey inside your organization. You know, this is a cultural, definitely educational, you know, hygiene, yeah. It is a journey, and I want to encourage all of you that are doing the scorecard, make it to platinum. Last year we had 2 gold, right? So it was Covanta and TCC, and look at how many people are on gold now. This is super encouraging. And you heard from Mike Neal, this is helpful for all of us. The backbone of our economy are all of the industries that are here in Tulsa. It's important for all of us to participate. If you're not doing the scorecard, highly encourage you to get engaged. For those doing the scorecard, fantastic day of celebration. Go to the recharge deal, and let's kind of sit around and talk about lessons learned and celebrate the things that we've done that have brought value not only to our employees but also to our employer. So thank you. It's an honor.
I'd like you to stand if I call you or your company, and these are folks that completed gold level this year. So that goes to One Oak. Please stand if you're with the One Oak team. OU Tulsa, all right. PSO, please stand. Keep standing. TCC and Tulsa Zoo and US Cellular. Congratulations. These were our top performers this year. And Jill and Joel are bringing some gifts for you. It's actually, we tried to go all local for this event. They're mason jars from the Mason Jar Handle Company, and they're themed bronze, silver, and gold for you. So yes, make sure your team walks away with one of those. And then our silver folks this year are, and please stand when we call you, is the City of Tulsa Water and Sewer Department from Elwood. Congregation B'nai Amuna. Woo. Cox Communication. I Love Salon and Day Spa at Utica. New Solutions. Woo. Oral Roberts University. Riverfield Country Day School. Spirit Air Systems. The Met. Woo. University of Tulsa. Congratulations to all of our silver level scorecard members. And then finally, our bronze members this year, we have Aon, Bama, Grog's Green Barn. Woo. We have Incog, and the Tulsa Regional Chamber. Woo! So congratulations to all of you for your hard work, and now we're going to get into the details of it all. So Aon, again, completed the bronze level this year. They verified 22 points. They completed all their cornerstones. Chris Chavez is their company rep, and Curtis Evan was their coach. Exceptional leadership and material management. And they continue, as I mentioned earlier, they're one of our biggest, when it came to savings on the bottom line, Aon was one of our top performers. And that, they saved over $500,000 last year, so that makes $1 million this year as it's compounding. And they had an opportunity to come and visit with their green team, and they're really, it's interesting. Last year, it was mostly Chris and I think Austin working on that scorecard, and I think this year they've expanded that team, and it's super exciting to see that group getting on board with them. And because of that amazing savings, we have a little piggy bank for you as a little gift to say, keep it up. So, Chris, where are you? There we go. Okay, so congratulations on that savings. And because we mentioned one of our top, we have two other top savers. We also had Spirit Aerosystems saved also over $1 million over the last 2 years, and just with their sustainability activities, which is very impressive. So we have another little globe, a piggy bank for you, and also TCC. There are our top three that said this is how much money they saved this year. They were top savers this year. So congratulations to those. So you each get a piggy bank to continue to save. Bama companies, they came in as bronze level this year. They verified 21 points, and they completed all their cornerstones. J.K. Evick is their company rep, and they continue to lead in our community in the healthy work environment, material management, and community stewardship. J.K. was out of town. He couldn't be with us today, but amazing. And the other thing I want to point out is they are the first B Corp certified manufacturing company in Oklahoma, which is a really big deal. If you're not sure what B Corp is, check it out. It's like a scorecard, like what we're doing, but at a very aggressive approach to that, and lots of opportunity to learn there. But that's a huge accomplishment in an amount of time. We also want to congratulate our City of Tulsa Water and Sewer Department from Elwood. They came in as a silver level this year, and they verified 36 points. They had all cornerstones completed. Sheila Vega really led that company, and Nancy Graham was their coach. And exceptional leadership and a lot of improvement from last year. They work on ergonomics, but the thing that they worked on that I thought was really interesting is their policy, their purchasing policy to reduce VOCs in their workspace. And so now they have in their policy that low VOC furniture in their purchasing policy. And with that, we want to give all of the folks that reported on a purchasing policy this year a set of pins to continue writing those policies. So Joel and Jill will be passing out those pins, but the companies that were involved with that were Bama, City of Tulsa Water and Sewer Department, and as well as B'nai Amuna. We also had Grog's Green Barn, Cavanta, New Solutions, One Oak, Oral Roberts, and as well as the Met, the University of Tulsa, as well as the Tulsa Regional Chamber. So let's give them a round of applause for working on those policies. Oh, and if you did work on your policy and I just called you out, please stand so Joel and Jill can find you with your little fine set of pins. So, great. You know, while they're passing those out, You know, it takes a lot of work to put together a policy, and we intentionally decided not to make that a requirement in the cornerstones because we said, let's work on the company statement, and then what will follow is that policy, because it does take you have to come up with that focus and that theme, and then it's then pulling that all together into your policy plan. So it takes a lot of work, and then you're going to continue to add every year to that as you add these different items and you start thinking through what your business is trying to accomplish. So our hats off to you for getting those started and continuing to add to those. We want to acknowledge the Community Service Council. They joined us this year, and they came in as a participant. They verified 18 points. They finished Cornerstones 1, 3, and 4. Kevin Burr was their company rep at the time, and Mike Lemus was their coach. And if you're not familiar with Community Service Council, they do so many amazing things for our community. One of the things they worked on this last year was the Double Up Oklahoma program, which gave SNAP benefits to individuals in need, but also helped to purchase where you could use the SNAP to be able to buy local foods at the farmers market, so fresh produce from the farmers market. And so that's the double up component there. So congratulations to them. B'nai Amunah, they came in as silver. This was their first year, so it's very impressive. I had the pleasure to get to work with B'nai Amunah as their coach. They verified 39, and they completed all their cornerstones, and Betty Lehman was their company representative. They just demonstrated outstanding performance across the board, and part of that was a well-guided sustainability statement from B'nai Amunah, as well to expand their work. And so many good things to report on, but they added composting to their focus in the kitchen. So anybody that is a vendor or comes through for an event have to compost. And when they submitted their report, by May 1st, they had diverted over 1,000 pounds of food and waste to reduce trash pickup by 1/3. And I know they're continuing the recycling program. I think American Waste is helping to manage that program for them. And I have to admit, my daughter works there, and she reported that they were teaching the children, the 5-year-olds, about recycling, and the parents were coming back the next day and go, I didn't realize that about what you could recycle in Tulsa. So those 5-year-olds are teaching about recycling. So congratulations, Betty. And at this time, because B'nai Amunah is part of that teaching our future leaders, we have apple pies for all of our educators today from Antoinette's. So B'nai Amunah, it looks like Dr. Schumann's pretty excited about that. So B'nai Amunah gets an apple pie. Oral Roberts University, Riverfield Country Day School, University of Tulsa, Tulsa Community College, and of course OU. So take those back and enjoy those. Cavanta, woo! Our first platinum member, and he worked hard at it. And Matt, you crushed it. You crushed it. So we have an ice crusher for you for crushing it. So congratulations. Actually, I heard him say something, we crushed that, and I thought, man, you really did. So we got you a crusher. And so what they do, they verified 126 items, of course, all their cornerstones. Yes, yeah, I heard a woo, wow, that's exactly. And Matt Newman, of course, is the company rep. Edith Wilson, give a wave. That great coaching right there. And highest performer and first platinum scorecard ever. They continue to, they're the single largest renewable energy production facility, producing 100% of internal electricity demand and exporting renewable energy to Holly Frontier Refinery in the form of steam and electricity to PSO. And they offset over 340,000 tons of greenhouse gases each year. And if you know Matt, and if you don't, you do now, but he is a champion of sustainability. He's also a champion of education throughout our community. He's just amazing community advocate. And with that, we do have an extra special gift for you. These are from Anitra's Eye. Anitra, are you still here with us? Give a wave. So local artists, we're only working with locals. So these were, so Anitra, wave at Matt so he knows who the artist is. So yes, so congratulations. All right. Cox Communication, they came in at silver this year. They had verified 33 points, all cornerstones. Matt Santra was their company rep. Tim Buchneck was their coach and did a great job. They're doing some really amazing things, and I know that Matt couldn't be here today, but they have a representative here in his place, and you know, they really worked. If you see what their focus is, they're really trying to cut their waste. If you see there in 2024, they want to be zero waste to landfill, and then by 2044, they want to become carbon and water neutral. Now, that's a plan. So anyway, they are very supportive of a lot of Earth Day events, and their Cox Conserve program also is out there cleaning up creeks and doing a lot of different things. Meanwhile, though, they're also reducing their idle time. I thought this was a great result in the field, and they reduced over 6,000 hours of idling since January, saving over $30,000 and reducing emissions of over 120,000 pounds. Let's give them a round of applause. That's amazing. Cox Media Group. Tracy, you're always a pleasure to work with. They are verified this year. They've had some changes moving around this year. They completed Cornerstone 4, and Jessica was their coach. But as you know, Cox Media is out there supporting so many of the programs, and Tracy is just an amazing advocate for community stewardship in our area and raising money for bikes and Make-A-Wish Foundation. They're constantly wanting to be those incredible stewards that we need in communities to keep moving us forward. So congratulations to Cox Media Radio. Gatesway Foundation, they were new and kind of came in a little late this year as they were a participant. They verified 5 items. Grant Harbinger was their company rep, and Christine Allison was their coach. They are really focused on their recycling right now, and we hope they'll continue on the program and continue to add, but they're tracking their recycling efforts and their office paper amounting to 70 tons per year, plus an additional 40 tons of cardboard. So congratulations to Gatesway Foundation. Grog's Green Barn, they came in as a verified at bronze level this year. Carla Grog is their company rep, and Robin Stroop was their coach this year. They verified 23 items and completed all their cornerstones. But if you're looking to plan a waste station, they can get you started, and I know you've helped a lot of companies here, as well as Cox Communication. I think you helped establish theirs, and you're helping a lot of companies, and so we appreciate that. Another thing they added this year was their farm, or their garden to table program, the Reserve. If you haven't eaten there, it is amazing. Treat yourself. It is definitely worth it. And with that, we want to honor all the companies that added a Monarch Waste Station this year. So we have a little gift from Garden Diva for you. So that's Congregation B'nai Emunah. We have Cox Communication. Also, we have Grog's Green Barn. Imagine that. And Oral Roberts University, Riverfield Country Day School, and Tulsa Community College, and the Tulsa Zoo. So please stand so we can give you your gift. Thank you. And put these butterflies in your gardens. And I know several of you also talked about wanting to get one started, so we'd love to see that. I Love Salon and Day Spa. They've been a part of this program for years, and from the beginning. And Marilyn was on our board for, I don't know, a decade maybe. And so it was Marilyn that says, we need to get businesses involved in sustainability. So we did. And so they continue to be leaders as well. They have 2 locations involved, South and Utica. And South came in as a participant level this year, verified 22 items and completed cornerstones 3 and 4. Kate Contrell with company rep and Carla Grog was their coach. And of course, exceptional leadership and community stewardship. We continue to see them lead throughout the program as well. And as we've heard multiple times today that Marilyn has definitely been a recycler for years and encourages that and has been doing it 30 plus years as part of her staff there. So let's give I Love Salon Day Spa South location. And their Utica location came in as a verified silver level. Tracy Berryhill is their company rep, and Carla Grog coached both locations, verified 33 items and completed all cornerstones. And again, they continue to be those leaders in our community as a small business that can make a difference, and they encourage all of their members to be philanthropists. And they do a Jeans Day program for us, and if you wear jeans on Friday, then they send $5 to Sustainable Tulsa. Thank you. But it's a great model to partner up with a business that you love and support them in that way. It's a way to get new young employees thinking about being those philanthropists. So congratulations to Utica location. INCOG, this was their first year with us. They verified at the bronze level this year, and they verified 25, and they finished all their cornerstones. Adrian James is their company rep, and Curtis Evan was their coach. Their focus is environmental stewardship, and the core mission of their programs is the service of land use and transportation, community and economic development and public safety, and service to older adults. And they're constantly looking at the triple bottom line. We appreciate all the programs that we've been able to collaborate on, and we actually have one coming up in October where Adrian will be talking about driverless cars and EVs, and also will be a part of Recharge. We'll have a Tesla out there, right? All right. Maybe it's your Tesla? So really trying to get EV charging stations across Tulsa, and we need that. So congratulations to INCOG for their leadership. Muskogee Creek Nation, they came in at the very end of our program, I think the last week before we had to, so we were thrilled to see them joining us, and they came in as a participant, and they verified 5 items and got 1 cornerstone done in that 1 week. And so congratulations to you. What we did here, Joel Garza was your coach this year, and that your green team is not just the little green team, it's like every employee. You invite the public to participate in that very welcoming environment to encourage everyone to have an opportunity. So congratulations. We can't wait to see what you'll do next year. New Solutions. You've been with us for the long haul. Thank you for continuing on with us. They verified at the silver level this year with 50 points. They completed all their cornerstones. Gary Percival continues to lead the charge at New Solutions and continue to be those exceptional leaders in material management and transportation. They partnered with INCOG over the last couple of years about completely converting their whole fleet into CNG, and they're leaders for other companies that are looking to do that as well. And so it's took a big commitment to do that, and it's, I think Tulsa should be proud that those trucks are out on the street as CNG. So congratulations to your work. One thing we noted this year, a lot of you were working on this, and it takes some work, and I hope the return will be there for you. Really reducing that incoming mail. That was another project you guys worked on, and they contacted Direct Mailing Association to kind of eliminate that. But I've heard several, I know the Chamber was doing that as well, where they're getting all those magazines, dividing them up, and canceling those orders because it's just waste, and it's clutter, and it's mental clutter as well to see all those things stack up. So congratulations to New Solutions. DEQ, again, thank you for your support of what we're doing. I came in as a participant this year, verified 22 points, and Cornerstones 1, 3, and 4. Patrick Riley is our company rep, and Oslin McCann was your coach. And we heard that when they started the scorecard, one of the things that they worked on was really, looking at how can we cut back just a little more. And through just communicating with staff, they were able to reduce their gas usage 40%, and that was 2 years ago. So now that was about a $50,000 savings times 2. Now that we're in the second year, they've worked to change out their fixtures, and they have an interesting approach. They don't do a whole thing because it's your money, right? So it's as needed, and so they're continuing to change out those LED light bulbs. One of the first to add composting in an office facility, so congratulations to DEQ. Excuse me. Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance, excuse me. If you don't mind. Excuse me.
Bring in the southpaw. Let's give Corey a break for a moment. Now, this is an organization that's dear to my heart. I have the honor of serving on a national advisory board that supports the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance. I also serve on their advisory. I chair their advisory committee. If you're not familiar with the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance, they support small to medium-sized manufacturers across the state of Oklahoma and helping them with Lean Six Sigma, helping them with modernization, automation, developing new business models and business plans, and over 3,000 small to medium-sized manufacturers in the state of Oklahoma, true backbone of our economy, about 11% of our state domestic product. So an incredible organization. Where are the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance folks? Let's see some hands. I know you're here. We got it. One, okay. So the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance, Dave Rowland, who happens to be their president and CEO, and Pam Taylor was their coach. They are just kind of getting started in this scorecard, and it's been a learning process for them. One of the goals is to get them educated on the scorecard and then disseminate this concept, this scorecard concept, down through the ranks of the small to medium-sized manufacturers. This is not just for big companies. This is not just for big universities. This is really an incredible tool for small organizations as well, small to medium-sized organizations. So verified score of 9. You can see that Cornerstone's completed 3. The Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance purchased some ergonomic workstations for each employee, and that's part of this, in making a safe and comfortable work environment and taking care of your employees. So fantastic work, OMA. A hand out there. Corey and I did not plan this, so I'm winging it. This one I'm super proud of, and I'm glad that now I have the baton and I get to talk about One Oak. I am absolutely so pleased to see you join the scorecard some time ago and attain gold so quickly. So absolutely fantastic work, fantastic work. So Ashley's the company rep, Mike McCain is their coach. First year, wow. And to watch an organization, you don't think of sustainability in an energy company kind of in the same sentence. It sounds kind of oxymoronic. But these folks do focus heavily on all things sustainable. And we had a little lunch and learn, well populated, and what was really impressive, absolutely from the top down, you have support. Your CEO and president was there, and what's Bob now, the chief admin officer? Heavy support from the top. Just like other organizations that are here. So first year in participating in the scorecard, exceptional performance. Let me pick a couple of tidbits out here. You're reading this for the first time as well. one of the things that you looked at, I know, is kind of looking at your waste and your waste stream, and pulling in some resources. Your recycling or your trash hauler, your recycling hauler, recycling, reduce, reuse, recycle. There's some low-hanging fruit there. But this sustainability is not just about reduce, reuse, recycle. What it helps you also identify is where you're wasting, and where you can kind of change your purchasing, your procurement, where you can, what can you cut back on, and packaging, and all kinds of different venues. And hopefully that does open your eyes and open your mind. But a tremendous uplift in recycling. When I saw that statistic before this, I mean, look at this. Capturing rate increased the recycling by 10 times. And I saw a graph about, showing how much, where you started from and where you are now. Phenomenal work. Good low-hanging fruit. 76 on the scorecard there, and plenty of room. There's a lot of things, like I said earlier, this is a journey. So fantastic work. Where's all the One Oak guys and gals? Fantastic work. Oh. And we have a gift for One Oak.
Yes, also from Anita's Eye. We wanted to say congratulations on being first-time highest performer.
Oh, there you go. Are you good now?
Yeah, I think so, but I might have you feel
Just
good.
good.
Okay.
Call in the
Okay.
bullpen.
And actually, I was going to ask Ashley come up and say a couple words. So, congratulations.
Thanks, Corey. Thanks, Matt. That was perfect. You did a fantastic job, so I don't know how I'm going to top that. But thank you. We were really just anticipating this being our first year actively engaged in the scorecard program as kind of our baseline year. And it took a lot of people at One Oak to come together to talk about what it is we're already doing at One Oak as a company and what we can do to improve. And that team knocked it out of the park, and they're right here. And like Matt said, our leadership has supported us along the way. And the most exciting thing to me are the things that we've identified that we can go and work on and improve. And I think one of the most exciting things to our team is how do we go out to the 17 other states that we operate in and implement some of these sustainable practices. So, Corey, thanks for the opportunity to speak, and thank you to our team who put this all together. So thank you.
Congratulations. ORU, they came in as a silver level this year and verified 75 points, one away from gold. So I know next year it's going to happen. Completed all their cornerstones. Dr. Korstad and David King were the company reps, and Joel Garza was their coach. And what I find really interesting about that is Joel was a student, and now he is graduated, and now he's their coach and really helped to lead them really to a significant level this year. They continue to be high performers when it comes to energy management, as well as water reduction, and being very creative and innovative in that process. And so congratulations to you and your team. OU Tulsa, they came in as gold this year. Verified 80 this year, and the cornerstones, all their cornerstones. Shelley Powell was their company rep, and Cindy Shanks was their coach. And they were the most improved this year. They went from 13 to 80 points in 1 year. Woo! And they're doing some really interesting things with OU Tulsa and their wellness program. And so we also have a gift for you, and we'd love for you to come up and say a few words. Also, an item from Anita's Eye.
Thank you. I'm John Schumann. I'm the president of the OU Tulsa campus, and Shelley Fowler is taking a picture back there. She's really the brains and the motivation behind this. But we're a university, we're an educational institution, so the triple bottom line works for us. really a low-hanging fruit opportunity in the sense that when Sustainable Tulsa, I kind of learned about it, and we were really not doing pretty much anything about sustainability on campus, which sort of becomes a no-brainer because we have student population, but we have staff and faculty, all of whom want this because they want, we talk about employee retention or morale or feeling good about the work, the meaning of your work. Sustainability is something that's near and dear to many people's hearts. And so we're not an industrial concern really per se, although we do have, you know, a pretty significant waste stream. So for us, the scorecard process has allowed us to benchmark and really just kind of, you know, we say in academia or in medicine, which I'm in, you know, if you don't measure something, you're not going to even know what you're doing or be able to change it. So speaking to the culture change aspect, you know, we definitely have some older folks who've worked at our place for a long time and are used to doing things a certain way. So I think our young people are really helping get that message across and changing some of the culture. And so I'm really grateful to Shelley and Angie, who's also here, because we have, you know, we have made strides. And I did not even realize we made this incredibly significant jump, but we're proud to be a certified gold, accredited Sustainable Tulsa. So thank you very much. Thanks for all the recognition.
Thank you, Dr. Schumann. And, you know, I think it also speaks to the fact that top-level leadership really makes a difference. One Oak saw the same thing, and that to be able to move your team forward, and they know that they have your support. And through our scorecard in the schools program, that was really mandatory for a school to join, that they had that top-down support that they could implement this program. So my hat's off to you as a leader in Tulsa for sustainability. Thank you. Okay, PSO, one of our other top performers. They came in as gold this year. They verified with 92. They had completed all their cornerstones. Carrie Rowland was their company rep, and Mike McCann, their coach. And I will say in the first year that we did this, I think you maybe had 8 items completed the first year. I don't know if you remember that. And just in 2 years, just an explosion. And I think it's, again, that pulling together a team and talking about it, and over those couple years, that growth really happened. And that was in our pilot year when we're figuring everything out. So, Carrie, my hat's off to you for your exceptional leadership and moving your team along and getting so many of those things accomplished. And, you know, also, they've added a solar array they have on their own building, and they're helping TU help them install theirs as well, and really helping in our community, not only beyond just their rebate program, but encouraging best practices. And many of our members today are receiving awards based on their relationship with PSO and helping them move along with their energy efficiency. So congratulations to PSO and to Carrie. Riverfield, first-time member, and they completed at a silver level, verified 52, and completed all cornerstones. Tracy Emmons was their company rep, and Robin Stroop, their coach, and Joel Garza was also very helpful there as well. And I know there's a few parents in the audience here as well for Riverfield, but their focus is environmental stewardship, and so it was just a really natural fit. But they continue to be leaders when it comes to the Monarch way stations, as well as just implementing and infusing environmental stewardship throughout all the things that they do. And they are looking now on how to save money on the bottom line, and it sounds as though they're going to start doing some serious benchmarking this next year, so congratulations. Spirit Aerosystems came in at silver this year and verified at 34 items with all of their cornerstones completed. Eric Bruce was their company rep, and Debbie Perry, their coach. And just exceptional leadership and community stewardship, also material management. They work with the Tulsa Regional Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma, and every year their employees help to volunteer, and they approximately 600 hours annually to the Tulsa Food Bank. So let's give them a round of applause for that. And they did a major upgrade this year at their factory with LED lights and installing Lumawatt occupancy sensors as an investment that will save them $700,000 annually. That's amazing. And that's also a commitment from the top down to be able to do a project like that. So congratulations to Eric and Richard and Tiffany, nice to see you as well. Congratulations. I have a feeling they're going to be moving up next year on their activities. So, Terracon, they came in as a silver level this year, and they verified 48, completed all their cornerstones. David Cobb, I think I saw you here earlier, it was their company rep, and they had several of their team members also were coaches to other companies this year. But they continue to look at ways that they can make a difference within their company walls to be more sustainable. And one of the things they added this year was indoor air quality best practices and making for a healthier work environment all the way around. And congratulations to your work with Terracon. Thank you. The Met, the Metropolitan Environmental Trust, came in at silver this year, and Graham, as their executive director, is their company rep. They finished 34, as well as completed all their cornerstones. Darius Donahue was their coach. And you probably know who the Met is, but they have the recycling centers around town. So you would imagine they would help leadership with material management, but they're also helping with education as well, with their Green STEM program and STEM education with a green tent is their focus. But this year, they also looked at their own facilities and how they manage themselves, and they were able to identify by their own tracking of their resources that there was a lot of use at their baling company, a lot of electricity. And so with a little research, realized some of their equipment was left on and was able to make some changes there and worked with PSO to do some rebates on their LED lighting at their baling centers. So not only are they leading in material management, but they're looking at ways to cut back on their energy use. And they continue to support so many environmentally friendly programs in our community. And Graham has been a big sponsor and support of Sustainable Tulsa and has been a part of the scorecard from the very beginning. Thank you, Graham. University of Tulsa, they came in at silver this year. They've been a part of the program from the beginning. They verified 53 and finished all their cornerstones. Angela Williams is their company rep, and also Jarrett Keck was their coach. Exceptional leader in energy, and if we are going to be at their location next B2B, which is November 30th, and we're going to have a chance to check out that solar array. So we hope that you will join us. But their panels produce over 400,000 kilowatt hours of energy a year, and that's the same amount of solar energy harvested by 75 residential structures. So we appreciate their leadership in looking at ways to innovate and to be sustainable leaders. So congratulations to TU. Tulsa Airport's Improvement Trust was this their first time participation this year. They came in as a participant and verified 11 and completed Cornerstone 1 and 3. Jeff Condrey was their company rep, and Dorita Huckabee was their coach. This is such a great opportunity for Tulsa to have your organization being a part of the scorecard and being that first face to our new people coming to Tulsa for the first time and saying, yeah, we believe in sustainability, and this is how we can get this accomplished. And last time I was there, you had, encouraging people to reuse their water bottles and your recycling programs. So we're really excited to see next year some of the other items you'll be adding. So thank you for taking the first step and being a part of the scorecard. Congratulations. Tulsa Community College, one of our top performers in gold this year. They verified 95 items, and they completed all cornerstone items, of course. Mike Lemus was the company rep. Philip Sutton was their coach. And exceptional leadership all across the board. They continue to find ways to reduce on their energy use, and one of our top savers this year in their reporting, as well as working again with PSO on those savings. They're also a Tree Campus USA, if I'm saying, did I say that right? Tree Campus USA, and which is a significant effort and to work on those items. And they're also sponsoring and lead the TCC Annual Sustainability Conference every year. It's here in Tulsa. It's been 2 or 3 years now, and we're on to 5. Okay, 5. Okay, and it's typically part of that conference is in this room, so it's usually around February. So definitely look out for that. They bring together some amazing leaders and a great conversation. The last conversation was about food security and our farming community, and so I look forward to the theme for next year. So congratulations to TCC. Tulsa Regional Chamber, they came in as verified as bronze this year, and they verified 22 items and completed all their cornerstones. Sam Payton, company rep, and Edith Wilson, their coach. And what I really saw from last year to this year is this sense of what can we do with this tool? What can we do with our culture here at the Chamber? We heard earlier from Mike Neal about some of the changes that they're doing, and that it took a lot to turn that ship. And now that the ship has been turned, there's so many opportunities. And Sam, you're doing a great job with your team, and Edith, you did a great job in leading them this year as well. But they continue to find ways to reduce on their waste, and this last 2 years the Chamber was able to increase recycling by 40% through awareness and convenient locations. So the Met will tell you that all day long. That's important. And so congratulations to the Chamber. St. Francis Tulsa Tough, they were sponsored actually by THG this year to join, so that's another option. You could sponsor another entity or organization, and this is the first event that joined us, and they came in as a participant. They verified 9 items. They completed Cornerstone 3, and Carlos Romero was their company rep. David Ward was their coach. But I think the most significant thing that they were able to accomplish this year was not to offer one-use water bottles. So they, through a partnership with Waterco and the city of Tulsa, they saved approximately 2,000 plastic water bottles going through the system this year. That 200,000? Oh, well, multiply that, okay? 200,000 plastic water bottles this year. So that is quite an accomplishment. That's a big effort to reduce that much waste that doesn't have to be there. And that's really just retooling our minds to think about refilling water bottles, and that we don't need to use those one single-use items. So congratulations to St. Francis Tulsa Tough. Tulsa Zoo, they came in as gold this year, verified 84 items, cornerstones all completed, and Rick Kotarski was their company rep. Continued to be a great leader around conservation, education. They're sometimes the first point and maybe only point of access to that education. It's really important that the Tulsa Zoo is here for our community to be that resource in our community, and a beautiful place at that. And they continue to innovate and think of ways that they can be more sustainable through their material management, as well as cutting back on energy waste, and also showing innovative practices like green roofs and using geothermal and things like that. So congratulations to the Tulsa Zoo. And our last company is U.S. Cellular. They came in as gold this year. Denise Reed was their company rep, and they verified 85, and their cornerstones, they completed all. And this is something that's pretty exciting. They were the first known U.S. Cellular green team, and that was because of the scorecard. So here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the first green team. Congratulations. And with that, we have a solar charger for you to continue your green efforts on your team there. If you've never been to their facility, it is gorgeous. And they've done some really interesting things with desks moving up and down. I know Claire Farr has worked with them closely to look at other ways to cut back on some of their energy use and just being very thoughtful about resources. So Denise, I know you worked really hard this year to get all those things accomplished, so congratulations. So, Get involved if you're not already. That means become a coach. Come and get trained on October 12th. If you're already a Scorecard member, you're the best coaches that we can imagine for new incoming businesses. And to Matt's point, he wants more people to join him at the platinum level. So as you notice, if you're at the platinum level, you might help with the presentation the day of the event. So thank you, Matt. And also join us for the next B2B. That will be November 29th. And so here's something that we did this year. We're no longer continuing our Bellman Awards as you knew them. If you ever attended that, it was our way of honoring people statewide for people, profit, and planet. This year, we took all of our Scorecard members and we are identifying our Bellman winners through our Scorecard members. So we'll be working with Fox 23. They're going to help us create these beautiful videos again, and we'll make that announcement at Recharge, and we'll show the videos in November at the next B2B. So for those winners, and we'll be looking, so being a part of Scorecard gives you an opportunity to be a Bellman winner. And so Recharge, that's our big fundraiser coming up on the 14th. Please join us. We have some information in the back. Buy your ticket online right now. You can go to sustainabletulsainc.org and go to events and click Recharge. You can buy a ticket or you can become a sponsor if you're not already. We'd love to have you there and be a part of this fun celebration. It's around people, profit, planet. We're going to have music. We have one of the top female chefs in the nation, top 20. Miranda Kaiser will be there with us. We'll have several others that will be in music and food, and all of these spaces that are going to be bumped out for an experience for you around sustainability. It's going to be a party, and we want you there, so join us. Again, thank you to all our Scorecard sponsors and business member sponsors today. We couldn't do it without you, and that is true. And again, come to Recharge. All right, thank you all. And so if you are a member, you get a certificate, and we have those up here, and you can come up here and get a picture, and Nina will take your picture. So come over and visit with Joel and get your certificate. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of the day. Also, if you're a participant, there's one plant per participant. So if you participate in the Scorecard, take a plant home with you. Thank you.